G'day friends. So today we will do a tour of section 3. We are currently standing in section 2, about to continue up the roadway. You have a little forest covered embankment here. Don't think it was ever cleared. And now we're up on the highest area of the property. And as we go down to this section, we're headed toward the bog that's just down here at the bottom of the slope. And close to the bog, the soil is what we call gravel, which I'll bring you down close here. Many different sizes of pebbles, from this size down to clay in about equal portions. It hasn't been in use, it's been taken over by the suckers from the aspen. It's growing here as small vegetation is pretty much alpine, strawberry, sweet clover, bachelor buttons. Yeah, bachelor buttons. There are some raspberries, wild raspberry plants. So, food nevertheless. Sweet clover is actually quite good. You can use the leaves in a salad or the flowers. It's the flowers that taste sweet actually. And look who we got here. See if I can zoom in for you. That's a mama grouse, that's why she's acting like that. She has 3 chicks. She's acting injured. Here is the line of willow cuttings that I put in. I walked the line the other day and I counted 27 that are growing. I initially planted 264, that means 10%, which is enough to make me want to continue on. It's not a complete loss by any stretch. The only true juniper that grows here is this one, prostrate juniper. It makes a delicious tea. You boil it in a pot of water and let it sit for a while, strain it out, and you've got a delicious juniper tea. The other upright one that we call juniper is actually a tamarack lark. continue on out here. This is the roadway that goes, my private roadway, goes through the center of the property to the road out back. Here's the line of willows that's coming up here, goes across and continues on down that way. If we continue out this road, I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, but there's an embankment right here. This is the initial end of where it had been cleared many years ago, and continues up through there. So we're about 15-20 feet back from the willow fence here. As you walk through here, there's a bunch of birch there, some over there past the cherry trees. I want to keep the birch and tap them next year for birch syrup. And right here we get to see one of the willows that are growing. Oh, this is a new one. He wasn't growing last time, so that's 28. One here. This one has sprouted. So there's more sprouting. We still don't know how many of them are going to grow. Over on this side, the soil gradiates from the roadway quickly into a more sandy soil. We got a farmer, local farmer, to plow this with his 3-foot deep plow, and he sunk the plow right to the top and didn't touch a stone. Now we'll go down low here again. Let's see if I can get this camera at the right angle here. So this is the soil that's here. Similar to what's on section 2, but sandier. 3 feet of that at least, with very little pebbles, let alone stones. A couple more well established willow cuttings. It's more of a grassy area on this side. We had a fire here one time, a bonfire, and some more stuff was thrown there to get burned. It never was. And I am thinking about bringing the branches up from section 2 and piling here for a a wildlife habitat instead of having it on section 2. We have our most abundant pollinator. So what I'm walking here for now is oh, there he is. The bumblebee. Cabin Road is just ahead, and they have a gate across it. Some people decided that they would go around. So when I returned here a couple of years ago, I found this trail. I had to block it off, and it goes out that way. It was kind of disappointing because there was a lot of purchase berries and blueberry plants here that were quite productive, and now of course they're wrecked. We'll go this way. To the cabin road. So here's the road that leads to the cabins. I sold a strip of land up by the edge of my property so that the cabin owners could make themselves a road, and they wouldn't have to be driving along by somebody's house every time they wanted to go to their cabin. And that is the gate that the guys on the ATV was wanting to go around. There was a fence put around by the gate to prevent people from going around it, but they still said, forget it, we're going. Now we're going down the slope again. We're on the back side of that forest that I was in when I was doing the section 2 tour. There's the lone spruce that I pointed out, saying that the cabin road was on the far side of it. And the road drifts off from the edge right here because there was a rock cut in the cliff, so they used that instead of making another one, access to up through the cliff area, and then drifted the road over toward the edge of the property after that, which leaves me with this triangle shaped piece of property here that is of no use to me. The neighbor, that's actually a cabin there, has put some wood over on the cliff. It's pretty much bedrock here, so the land is not really a productive place anyway. However, there is something that is really good here, and that is what you're looking at right now. Ida red apple tree, IDA. It produces cherry red apples, very delicious apples. They are late ripening though. You have to wait until fall sometime before they are completely ripe. I was thinking that this was a crab apple because until they're ripe they're quite tart. But last year I went looking for some extra apples for something, and I came over here late in the fall and found that no, once you let them ripen up, very delicious cherry red. So yeah, this is bedrock. Going across here. Now we'll go up through the aspen forest. Careful of my footing. So this sled fence that we're coming up on is something I put here many years ago now to keep the moose away from an apple tree here. The moose are constantly chewing on this apple tree, and the tree would lean over. It was growing way over to the side, and on the underneath side where the moose couldn't get at it. So that split piece in there, that's the original trunk, and it was growing up some suckers, so I let one sucker grow, and in a matter of 2 years that sucker was producing fruit, and that's what this piece is in the center of the screen now. And it produces very delicious large green apples with a little bit of a red blush on the stem end. Kind of concerned because I'm not seeing apples on there now. Oh, yes I do. Here's some apples growing. So as they get bigger, we'll be able to see just how many's up there. Very delicious apples grows on that one. This where I'm standing now, I'm told used to have a pig pen, which makes it a very fertile ground. The trees surrounding that spruce are serviceberry. In front of it is some blueberry plants that many years are quite productive. And then we head down to section 1 again. There is not much soil going all the way down here. And that would be the end of the tour of section 3. I created this channel for the benefit of those living in the southern boreal forest or any area with short growing season and cool summers. If you think this may be of benefit to you, you may wish to subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell to be notified of future uploads in my quite random uploading schedule. I hope to see you in the next video. For now, this is Jotham saying live green and be nature. Jotham out.